we're back. Sorry for the video hiatus, everybody. I'll give you an update right now. First off, it has rained a lot. Nothing in May, and it started raining in the beginning of June, and since then it has rained over 10 inches, 3 inches being in the last 2 weeks. Last year it didn't rain all of July. This year it rained a lot of July and August. So the crops are green, they're late, they are heavy. There's going to be a decent crop out there, but we are behind the 8 ball timing wise a little bit. I'm desiccating kind of like no peas this year, so I want to desiccate wheat. I'm about 10 days behind schedule here. But at some point you just gotta get started. Within the last couple weeks, the front tank on the water trailer cracked. It was leaking everywhere. Tried to repair it, didn't work. So got a different tank. So now I've got a 4,000 gallon tank up front, 3,000 on the back. We're off. So now we can do 4 spare tanks out of the trailer instead of 3. So looking forward to that, a little bit more capacity. We scouted some fields, looked for Bertha army worms, which are chewing all the canola. Found a little bit of chewing, decided not to spray, wasn't that bad. Looked at some wheat, didn't know whether to desiccate or not, so waited a bit, finally going now. Drove around, looked at fields, saw some nature. Here we are at our field. This water's been sitting here all summer. It looks greener up higher, but I don't think what the green you see is gonna make anything anyway. I'm not sure. Well, I'm gonna spray it anyway because I'm here. Lately, there are mushrooms starting to grow in the fields and moss. There's moss in between the seed rows. That is how wet it is. It's actually pretty ripe right here. I'm kind of on top of the hill, but it doesn't look too bad. It's green underneath. It's dirty because all the weeds came after everyone sprayed. But this is actually wheat on wheat, just the way the rotation worked. So there's some volunteer wheat coming that's green that won't make anything. In the other fields, lots of volunteer canola coming through. So we're beefing up the desiccant to try to clean up these fields. I'm thinking probably 50 bushels across the board for wheat and canola. That's kind of what we penciled in. Then we got some equipment ready. Combines are out, headers are out. Gave the headers a once over, greased. Combines were green lighted last winter, so they're pretty much ready to go. Greased, looked at them a little bit, got all that ready. Got the bagger home, thinking might need, had 8 or 9 bags last year. I'm thinking about 4 this year. So we got that ready. Then we moved some bins around because we got an additional fuel tank and needed to move a bin to fit that. So we had to move some bins around. And yeah, they don't really have a permanent home, kind of more a temporary plan until a better plan is in place, but I had to move some of those around, so did that. And I built a deck, because why not? Between working on equipment and the rain showers that we're getting, took me longer than I thought, but it's not bad. Then I had a beer on my deck and had some moose tenderloin, so that was pretty good. What else? Oh, and then we decided to plant 60 trees in the yard. Lilacs, 2 different kinds of lilacs. One that blooms purple, one that blooms white. I thought that'd be kind of cool. and they're all like alternating lilacs, poplars, and spruce trees. Planted those. Then hooked up those trees to a drip line system. Waters them obviously with little emitters, little drippers, which is pretty cool. Even though I haven't even ran it very much because it rains every other day. But yeah, other than that, I think that takes us to present day, right here, right now. See, when it doesn't rain all spring, the emergence is not good and you're behind the 8 ball from day one. Because some will germinate and a lot of seeds will just sit there until it does rain on the 10th of June. And then you kind of have like 2 different seeding dates. So all the ripe yellow golden heads you see is what germinated early. And then there's kind of a second flush of green heads that came a month later. So this 2-stage, 2 different timing thing isn't really what you want. This is one of the more even fields actually, because there was pretty good moisture when we were seeding. We got some other stuff that's even more stagey, but you can't wait for all these green heads to mature. Like, you'll be desiccating last week of September. Well, I don't think they're gonna make much anyway. I think a majority of the yield of the crop of what's here is in these fully ripe heads. Anyway, at least that's what I'm going with. If you look into the sun like this, I mean, it looks pretty good. Got some other stuff I'll show you in some upcoming videos. It's going to be interesting. I mean, the hollows are green here, but dirty. Fields are dirty. Kochia hitting all the canola with Roundup and heat, and even some wheat with heat, we think. And if it's not heat, it's gonna be aim for the dry down of just the weeds in the field. Going through canola, it's so bad. See, all these main heads are mature. These are all maturing. It's all this undergrowth, volunteer wheat and everything else green underneath we're trying to kill. So we don't want any of that green material going in the combines. So that's what really we're trying to clean up. But everything else, I mean, yeah, there's some half green heads, half mature, but a lot of it is ripe already and crispy. So it's starting to come along here. I'll show you the canola across the road. This stuff is rank. You can't even attempt to walk through it. It's trying to mature. Still hanging on to some green. I don't see any worms. Damaged pod will look like this. Then it'll dry out and the seeds will dry out and not make anything. Grasshopper, could have been a grasshopper. He's feasting there. Get out of here. L340, the goat. So if we give that field 2 weeks until combining, puts us at the first couple days of September. So probably nothing in August. We got a combine on Thanksgiving, we will. Okay, see ya.